just a prisoner.
Bam. Great in the words, Apostle, peace and blessings be upon you. And I mentioned both Jesus and Muhammad's names. Peace be upon them both, because they were both messengers of truth and reality. And this is part of talking with Sister Rebecca Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, Temple number 5. And could you please, tell the people something about yourself, Sister Rebecca, and assalamu alaikum to you.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to start off saying, in the most holy name of Allah, Messenger Muhammad, and his messenger, I greet you and your listening audience with the words of peace. Thank you for wanting me to be a part of your show. I feel very honored, and I pray that by Messenger Muhammad's grace that we have said something and we will say something that will really be a light and a beacon to all those who are still seeking.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. Because it's a situation where I can't see you and you can't see me. So I mean absolutely no disrespect about it.
Yes, okay? Sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What I want to know is we're talking about Malcolm X, and you say there was people possibly that was jealous of Brother Malcolm when he was in the Nation of Islam, and may have had something to do with him being silenced. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Well, no, I don't agree with that. I think it was on his own accord, because he was one of the greatest stars of Islam under the Messenger's teaching, second in command, and the Messenger gave him a direct order, and had he adhered to that, they wouldn't have never had a problem. But on the fact that he did not adhere to him when he was given the order not to make a comment about President Kennedy's death and assassination.
Yes, ma'am.
He was immediately put in C standard, and if he didn't want to adhere to that, and he had the big head and felt like he didn't want to be silenced because he thought he had enough power to do his own thing, then that was the wrong move that he made. I think upon that, though, whispers of the slinking devils were in his ears, making him think that he had enough power to move out on his own, that he didn't need the messenger of Allah. And I think upon that, then other lies were fed to him to make him feel like he had some foundation to turn against the messenger. And that one foundation, which has been depicted even in the movie as the main reason why Malcolm left the messenger, was because of these so-called wives, other women and concubines that the messenger was supposed to have, which was a lie.
Yes, ma'am.
But the lie circulated and Malcolm fed into it, and then that became the sole reason why he was supposed to left. Now, I say to that is this.
Yes.
I know that was a lie, and it was just used as a foundation for him to make that move, because Malcolm knew the Quran just as well as anyone else in the nation besides the messenger and War of Muhammad.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
In the Quran, and I'm sure you know this as a Muslim, it says that a man can have up to 4 wives if he support them, and he finds favor in that. So if indeed the messenger did have more than one wife, wouldn't it have not been lawful? What would have been a problem with Malcolm having a problem with that? I mean, he knew what the Quran said as well as the messenger.
Total
we know that was just a lie, and that was just something that was fed to the people to use as a reason why he wanted to go around and talk about his leader.
Okay, excuse me. You know what, for people that's listening, if I say excuse me, it's not disrespectfully what I'm doing is because we don't have the ability to see each other, so we don't have the contact. And sister, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I wanted to know is when Malcolm was silenced and he didn't want to go for that and he decided to leave, did Minister Farrakhan, with all due respect, spread the flames? What I mean by spread the flames is, did he create an atmosphere where someone that may not have been in good standings with the Nation of Islam to do something to Malcolm? Because I remember reading that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to leave Malcolm alone. So if you can expand on that,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, we have to be more than average speakers and average readers of language. when the messenger said leave him alone, that's what he meant. He meant leave him physically alone. And I don't think the messenger, in my opinion, had a problem with the ministers making it clear that they didn't think a lot of the Malcolm at that time because he had traded out the messenger. But yes, Farrakhan as much as said so several times in most of his speeches, especially in the 90s, just before that movie Malcolm X by Spike Lee was produced and put out into the airways, that he didn't believe that he was guilty of Malcolm being killed, but he might have flared the flames of that suggestion in people's minds that would make somebody want to kill him.
Yes.
However, today you can go to jail for being a conspiracy to any crime.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I don't know if that leaves him blameless. We will leave that between him and Masfar Muhammad. But, yes, he has much said that he flamed the flames of dissension in the ranks that people sought to kill Malcolm.
Yes, and you know what, to piggyback on it now, I was emailed this question. If he spread the flames of dissension, is he an accomplice in a murder? I'm saying if he spread the flames. Well, what I mean is I can be a lookout man, okay, in a robbery taking place, and I may not have done a robbery, but am I guilty of that crime? I was emailed that question, so if you can answer that, I appreciate it. Yes.
Right. Well, in my opinion, if I was Athaliah, or Atala, however she says her name, his daughter,
yes,
beautiful sister.
Yes, ma'am.
I would say if I was her and it was my father, I would be doing all that I can to find me a lawyer that I could retain to help me deal with the law and the words of the law to see what I could do in that essence. Because, like there's no
statute of limitation against murder. Yeah.
No longevity when it comes to murder. It's it's always can be sought, and if you can get some information or evidence to supply to the district attorneys about the situation. But according to the law, yes, anyone who conspires or has anything to do with a major crime is considered just as guilty as the people who does the crime. So, I would say his own words have condemned him because he is the one that said it. He said it over and over again.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if I was a lawmaker and it was interesting to me, I would look into that situation. Mm-hmm. So, I agree with people that most people want to find that Minister Farrakhan is innocent of that. But, I don't think even in his own heart he feels he's innocent of it. And, but like I said, that's between him and Masfar Muhammad, or between him and whatever God he serves now, because as far as I know, he really does not believe that Masfar Muhammad is the God.
Okay. Now, you know what? Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave a blueprint for the Nation of Islam, okay? They own grocery stores, they own fish stores, they own newspapers. Has the Honorable as Minister Farrakhan, in your opinion, you being in the Nation of Islam, as he followed the prescription of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,